Good evening.
Okay, good. Are we good now, man? Thank you. One second. So, parashat Lech Lecha. Lech Lecha me'artzecha. We got the parashah of Avraham Avinu. So let's just go. If you got Chumash with us, first, sorry. Welcome everybody to tonight's share. I'd like to thank also again Joe Naharia and Meir Gabay for arranging the share. I'd like to welcome everyone for joining us. Thank you to Gilad and Maor. We went part to Sef Synagogue and we're studying parashat Lech Lecha. I'd like to dedicate this shir Leilui Nishmat Rivka Bat Sheina Ruach Hashem Tenechena Began Eden. Amen. And also with a wish for a Refuah Shlema for Gabriela Naomi Bat Lea Malka, for Elisheva Bat Sheva Bat Rivka, and for my mom. תגבור שני פטרוזט, קלנה רפן עליהם, רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף, רפואת קרובה לבוא. So we're studying parashat of Avraham. I think this is a major lesson that we all need to, learn about. And when we're studying the parashah, we have to think about what happened to Avraham Avinu and what are we supposed to learn from it. Hashem wants us to study Torah. What's the point of studying the Torah? Studying the Torah is to make a change in us. So we're supposed to learn from it. So let's see what lessons we can learn from this story and this parashah of Avraham Avinu. And there's many lessons to be learned. And I'm assuming everyone's familiar with the story. We're just going to go a little bit deeper into the story. But please stop me if I need to explain anything more. The first challenge of Avraham Avinu. How many tests did Avraham Avinu have?
10.
Between 1 and 10, 10. It was 10. The first one, Lech Lecha me'artzecha. The last one, last biggest step. Again?
Lech Lecha. Kach Lecha et bincha yechidcha.
Oh, exactly. Very good, Mo. And very good, Joe. The last one, well, the 10th one was the Akedah Yitzchak, the Akedah. Now we learn from here, the first pasuk says Lech Lecha me'artzecha, and it says Lech Lecha le'Har Moriah. Lech Lecha le'Har Moriah was when Hashem told Avraham to go to Har Moriah, and Har Moriah, that's where the Akedah was. And the Chazal tell us that we learn from the words Lech Lecha, it's repeated twice in the first test when it says Lech Lecha, leave your homeland. And this is what Avraham Avinu was asked to do. Let's just see Rashi. Rashi says Lech Lecha le'anatcha letovatcha, for your own good, for your own benefit. And then he promises him, listen, you're gonna have to leave your country. And this is what's so hard about leaving a country if Hashem is promising you. Ve'esecha legoy gadol, I'm going to make you great. Ve'avarchecha, and I'm going to bless you. Ve'agadlech shemecha, and I'm going to make your name great. Ve'eh baracha, and you'll have baracha. And Rashi says he promised him 3 things. He promised him, you're going to have children, you're going to be rich, and you're going to be famous. Okay, so now imagine this test. Okay, everyone's living now in London. I'm living in Israel. But if you are offered now, okay, and this is not, you're offered by a big company. Listen, you need to leave your country, but you're gonna be rich, and you're gonna be famous, and you're gonna have good children, and you're actually gonna have so many children. You're gonna be a great nation. And it's not a private company. It's not the government. It's God Himself offering you and promising it to you. Now, how much challenging that it's going to be for you to move?
Not at all. Hello?
Why is it a challenge?
It's not a challenge.
This is called one of the 10 Nisyanot, and in fact, it's equated to the Nisayon of the Akedah. They said, Lech Lecha, go out of your land, is the same Lashon, same language in the Torah as Lech Lecha le'Har Moriah. Go to the Har Moriah, because it's the same difficult level of the test. Now, the test of Akedah, I would say, is mind-boggling, one of the most difficult things imaginable. How can you ask somebody to offer up his korban, his beloved child, if he's waited 100 years for him, and that was his life, his son. And it was against his midah of rachamim, of chesed. That was Avraham Avinu, of chesed. He was teaching everyone not to bring up human sacrifices. And then he himself was willing to do it himself. That was obviously the most powerful challenge of ultimate love to God. So how can you equate that with leaving your house for rich and fame and be blessed, good health and good family, and that's the dream. That's the American dream. Go to America and live the dream. Yeah, please speak up, Mark. We want to hear you.
No, I'm thinking it's kind of like it's not a nisayon only if you have full emunah, because someone with if it doesn't have emunah, so it doesn't matter what you're gonna promise him. You need the emunah
to believe that you're gonna get it.
To follow what you are told.
Okay, so that's good, Mo. It's you're saying that Avraham Avinu had the emunah in Hashem, and the test was to believe that Hashem that would actually happen. I'm sure if Hashem approached you with any of these things, then you believe God and you have enough emunah. I'm saying if God Himself comes to you and He says, "Listen, Mo, you're leaving. Yeah, you're going to I don't know any country, but this is what you're promising." So let me share with you a different idea. Okay. First of all, you have to say, let's look at the pasuk. He says, "Lech lecha, go me'aratzecha, from your homeland, u'memaladetecha is from your birthplace, u'mebet avicha is from your father's house." So here, he's not just asking Avraham Avinu to get up and leave. Anyone can do that, but he's asking himself, "I want you to detach yourself from the culture of where you grew up." That means you grew up in the land where there's all avodah zarah. You have to leave that land. Your home birthplace where you grew up, the culture of where you're born, where you live in, you have to leave that. Mebet avicha, your father's house. Your father was terach. He was an idol worshipper. He was the manufacturer of idols. He had a factory of idols. You have to leave that. They say you can take the boy out of Morocco, but you can't take Morocco out of the boy. Moroccan is always going to be a Moroccan. Wherever country he's in, he'll be singing the same tunes, eating the same food, making the same jokes. That's Morocco. And here you're saying, listen, you don't have just to leave country, you have to leave your whole culture. Detach yourself. Wherever you grew up, all the things that you saw, the culture, the music, the food, you leave that. So first of all, that already makes it more challenging. However, that's not the challenge. Look at the challenge. Okay? Now, if God says to you, Joe, okay, leave the country, I'm going to make you rich and I'm going to make you famous. And then you leave. You say, okay, fine. You pack your suitcase, you're willing to go, you leave everything behind. Then you get there. And what are you waiting for?
The fame and the money.
Right, where's the check? Show me the money. Okay, and what's the first thing that happens? He takes everything. Look what happens. What's the first thing that happens in the Torah? Pasuk Yud. Vayehi ra'av ba'aretz. Cries Avraham. Not only is there no check, not only there's no money, there's no food. There's actually hunger in the ground. Ki kaved ha'ra'av ba'aretz. And it's very hard famine. So the first thing is no food. Okay. Now what about babies? Did you have a child yet? Did they have a child? In this week's parashah, they definitely did not have a child.
No.
Not only did not have a child, he didn't have a wife. They took his wife. In Mitzrayim, they stole his wife. For 6 months, she was gone. So now imagine that. You're 6 months. You've left your homeland. You left your country. God promises you, you're going to be rich and famous and you're going to have children. And you're sitting there with no food, no money, and no wife. And you're thinking, God, what have you done? Where's my money? Where's my wife? Where's the child? What did you promise me? You're playing a joke on me. And what does Avraham do? Avraham is patient. Gamzu latova. I'm waiting. Whenever happens. That is the nisayon of Avraham. That is the nisayon. When you do the right thing and you do a mitzvah, okay? You're saying, listen, I'm too tired. I can't be bothered to go to the shiur today. I have to learn. I'm going to go to the synagogue. Okay. Okay, and your wife says, listen, you want to do the right thing. You encourage it. Okay, so you go out, it's raining, you get wet, your socks get wet, you get in the car, you drive, you get a puncture, flat tire. Oh, now I've got to change the tire, like this, I'm coming to that. That's Yitzhak. You did the right thing. You went out to do a mitzvah, to help someone, to learn Torah. Okay, you got a little scratched on the way. Don't worry. Good things can happen from that. And this is a lesson from Avraham Avinu. We all do these things. We all have these different challenges. We decide to do something good, we decide to help someone, and then it backfires on us. But the message of Avraham Avinu, and this is the Nisayon, we have to be true to Emunah, right? What does Ma'or say? You have to believe it and Emunah that he's going to live through it. That was the Nisayon of Avraham Avinu. And that's already the same difficulty as the last one. Why? Again, because it's Emunah. But not that it's the same difficulty as it's a difficult level. Everybody has their own challenge in their own way. Rambam says you can become, every Jew, that means all of us in the Shia, everyone listening to the recording, has the power to be like Moshe Rabbeinu. Now let me just tell you, what does it mean Moshe Rabbeinu? Moshe Rabbeinu, he was the greatest prophet that was ever alive. Rambam says that there's no prophet as great as him, and there never will be. So how can we say everyone can be like Moshe Rabbeinu? But that's not what it means. It doesn't mean you can be like Moshe Rabbeinu, a prophet like Moshe. There was no prophet like him. But yourself, that's what it means. It's the greatest of your ability. Whatever challenge you go, you can rise to the challenge and fulfill yourself. So I can be Moshe Rabbeinu in the sense that I can be the best Netanel that doing Hashem put me in the world. That's what I can be. The best that I can be. And that's how I can be like Moshe Rabbeinu. And everyone can say that to himself. Think about it. What's the name God gave me? I have to live up to that name. I'm great. I need to be the greatest that I can be. And that's the challenge that you need to raise up to. Okay, now let me ask you a question. I'll give you an example. Okay, what's harder for a child? To write one sentence without any spelling mistakes? Or to write a whole page without any spelling mistakes? What's harder?
A whole page.
A whole page. Good.
The first one.
What do you say, Mo?
One sentence.
One sentence. Gilad, what do you say?
The whole page.
Whole page is harder. And Meir, where's Meir? What's harder? Meir's nowhere. Go on. I say you've got children, right? So what's harder for a child, to write one sentence without any spelling mistakes, or to write a whole page without spelling mistakes? What's more important? A whole page. Okay, so everyone said that. So the answer is, okay, it depends how old the child is. If you have a 7-year-old and he's just learned to read and write, and he writes a whole sentence without any spelling mistake, that's amazing. That's the little genius. A little 7-year-old writing one sentence without spelling mistake. But if you've got a 15-year-old, he's writing a whole page without a spelling mistake. There's nothing impressive about that. It's everything according to the age of how old you are. So when we think what's harder, it depends on who you are, what level you're holding on. It doesn't matter about what you've achieved or how much you achieved. It's what is expected of you. A 7-year-old tried. Okay, that's not expected. It's expected of him to make 1 or 2 or 3 spelling mistakes. An older child is not expected any. But when you say you can be like Moshe Rabbeinu, like Avraham Avinu, it's everyone on your level. And as you grow, the challenges grow. So of course the 10th test of Avraham was harder than the first one. But according to his level, it was the same challenge. When he was on level 1, it was challenging. But after he grew from that, and the 10th challenge was just another step. They're all the same. If you're climbing up, when you're climbing up the steps to your house, or I'm saying to your any stairs, however number of steps there are, all the steps are the same size. The first step and the last step, it's the same size step. The Nisayon is the same, just where you are on the ladder. So wherever God puts you up, you're supposed to rise up to the challenge. So just like Moshe Rabbeinu was expected to climb up his 10 steps, you have your 10 steps, I have my 10 steps. Everyone's got the same 10 steps. Just make sure you're not on the same step 1 your whole life. You're here on this world to achieve something. And everyone has got to go and rise to that. And you've got to make sure that you keep moving. And those who move are those who are successful. You stay in the same place, you can never be successful. If you never take the challenge, if you try and just stay comfortable wherever you are, do you know where you're going to be? You're going to be on that first step your whole life. And how sad would that be? That's Lecha. Lecha says, Avraham Avinu says Hashem to Avraham Avinu, you need to get up and go. You need to, but don't just go from the place. It's not geographical place where you need to leave. You need to leave the roots of what you've been grown up on. Mm-hmm. There's nothing for you to learn from your history. You grew up in an idol worship house, in the culture which is all corrupted. You need to step up. And that's the message of Lech Lecha to go forward. You know what a malach? Malach is an angel. Do you know malachim are called omdim? Do you know what omdim means? Omdim, it means standing. And human beings, bnei adam, we're called mehalchim. What's mehalchim?
People that move.
We walk. We're walkers. What does it mean? It just means we walk. It means we move. It doesn't mean we just move. Angels can also move. Angels, in fact, have wings. They can fly. Okay, so angels can get around. It's not that we can just move around physically, geographically. It means we can move from our spiritual level. A malach, when he's created, that's what he is. His whole life, he's just a machine. It's no challenge for him. We have humans that give an opportunity to free will. Free will means we can go either up or down. And we have to make sure that we keep moving. Because if we're not moving up, we're going down. It's an escalator. You ever been on an escalator? It's an escalator. If you go on it, it takes you down. Or it takes you up, depending which way it's going. But if you're on an escalator which you're going down, there's no way you're going to get up unless you're keeping moving. If you stand still, you're going down. So that's in life. That you've got to make sure you're climbing, right? Once, they said this in yeshiva. How do you know you're rising spiritually? How do you know you're going up? How do you go up? He said it's like riding a bike. What do you mean? He said, is riding a bike, is it easy or is it hard?
Depends if you just started or not.
Or is it harder? Yeah, that's right. But when you're pedaling, if you know how to ride a bike, is pedaling easy or pedaling hard?
Easy. Well, it depends if you're going up a steep hill.
Exactly. It depends. Excellent, Joe. That's the answer. It depends. If you're going up, it's difficult. If you're going down, it's easy. So you think about your life. Is it hard or is your life easy?
It's full of ups and downs.
Full of ups and downs. But if you're working hard and you're working hard on your religious part, on your Torah part, then you're going up. If everything's easy, you got to watch yourself, maybe you're going down. So that's why you got to keep moving and keep going up. And that's the challenge of a Jew, to be like that, not to be like the angel. Now, where do we see this again? What was the story of Kivshan Ha'esh? So, Nimrod Iko Avraham. What was the story with Avraham? Avraham, he said, what is this bunch of idol worship? This is a joke. We could bang down to an idol. Others can't do anything. So what did he do? One day his dad said, listen, Avraham, you're in charge of the shop. I've got a meeting, I'm leaving. He says, okay, no problem. And what does he do? He takes the biggest sledgehammer that he finds, smashes up all the idols in the shop, in the factory, and he leaves one big one. And he puts the sledgehammer in the big idol's hand, and he's holding the sledgehammer, and like as if he's the conqueror. Father comes back and says, what is this? What happened? He says, Dad, you don't understand. There was a big fight, and everyone was arguing who's the greatest idol. And then the big one in the corner, he got really annoyed, and he said, what do you mean I'm the greatest? He took the sledgehammer and he started smashing everyone. And then said, look, you can see he's winner. He's the conqueror. And his dad looked at him and he says, Avraham, are you joking? Don't tell me no lies. What happened over here? He says, what do you mean, Dad? He goes, I'm not lying. He goes, yes, you are. Idols can't do anything. They're just sticks. They're just stone. He says, Dad, if they're just stone, why are you worshipping them? Just to realize how stupid it is. And then Terach, he says, listen, this is bad for business. This is not good. And he says, listen, I have to take you to Nimrod. So you don't believe, he said, I don't believe in idols. And Nimrod, what did Nimrod do? Took Avraham and he put him in Kibshan Aish. Kibshan Aish was the fiery furnace. He said, either you worship idols or we throw you in the fire. And Avraham says, you can do what you want. I'm not worshipping any idols, only the God of the heavens and the earth. So Avraham Avinu, they throw him into the fire. What happens in the fire? Avraham walks around.
Avraham walked out like normal, like nothing happened, and then Nimrod threw other people inside.
Exactly, that's it, and everyone got burnt. In fact, Avraham Avinu had a brother who was Haran. Now, there was a big miracle, and Avraham walked around in the fire, and he was like, yeah, walking around freely, dancing, so yeah, this is fun. And everyone was astonished, like, what's going on over here? And Avraham left, and then Bemet Nimrod got very annoyed. And now Avraham had a brother, Haran. And he said to him, I said, listen, if Nimrod is right, I'm going to go with Nimrod. If Avraham is right, I'm going with Avraham. And then I said, okay, I'm with Avraham. Avraham went out. So Nimrod said, okay, you're with Avraham, we're going to throw you in as well. And they threw in Haran, and Haran got burnt alive. And then Midrash says, why was he burnt alive? He says, listen, if you believe that is true, then you go with him in the beginning. You don't just go with who's the winner. Your belief is not when you see things are happening good. It's when you see things are difficult, that's when you stay true to your faith. If you're waiting to see, okay, well, when Mashiach comes and then all the Jews, they have kavod in the world, okay, then I'm going to go around with my kippah and I'm going to learn Torah and I'll do the good things. Till then, I'll just keep myself quiet. I said, no. You're not going to make it then. When Mashiach comes, you can stay outside. We don't accept any gerim, no converts when Mashiach comes. Any convert has to do it before that. When we're down, when it's difficult. When it's difficult, that's when you're rising up. When you go, that's when you're going up. So the question is like this: this whole story of the fire, what goodness came out of it? God made the big miracle. And what did everyone do? Did everyone do teshuvah? No. Nimrod stayed the same. Terach stayed the same. Everyone with idol worship stayed the same. Haran, we said, I'm going to go with Avraham. He got thrown in. Is there anyone else do teshuvah? So there was one person. So Lot was a son, Lot was a nephew, but there was someone else, not Lot. Someone was called Eliezer. Who's Eliezer?
He's a slave.
Eved Avraham.
Eliezer was Eved Avraham. Who was Eliezer before he became Eved Avraham? Eliezer was a big celebrity.
He was rich. He was.
He was a prince. You know who his father was? His father was Nimrod. That means Nimrod had a child, a son, called Eliezer. And Eliezer sees what's going on. And he sees the miracle of Avraham, and he says, that's it, I'm going with Avraham. And that's when Vayetza Eliezer, and he goes with Avraham, and he becomes Eved Avraham. Doleh u'mashkeh mitorat rabo. They said by Eliezer that he was the greatness, and he was the Yoresh of Avraham. He was the leader that Avraham took with him. So now think about it. What did Eliezer do? Eliezer got the privilege that he became the Eved of Avraham Avinu. It means he was a servant. He saw Avraham's service of God, how Avraham served HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Eliezer was one of the descendants of Canaan. He became, was Arur, cursed. But he actually became Baruch because he was the Vukta of Avraham Avinu. He became close to Tzaddik. How did he manage to become close to Tzaddik? What gave him that merit? What gave him that schut? To become close to Avraham Avinu, to be the servant of Avraham Avinu. Avamon Goyim, Doleh Moshkeh Metolat Rabo. Said everything that he had in his house, everything was given to Eliezer. Eliezer, in fact, wanted his daughter to marry Yitzchak after. That's how great he was in how he managed to become. Why was he Zocher? How did he merit that? Do you know why? Because he was in the palace of Nimrod. And he could say, listen, I'm comfortable here. I'm staying here. What am I missing? Am I missing anything? I'm in the palace. I have my servants. I've got my luxuries. Yeah, but I don't have the truth. Avraham Avinu has the truth. If he has the truth, I'm going with him. And he gets up and he moves. Then he said, Lech lecha. He said, I'm moving forward. I'm not staying where I am. You want to get up and move forward, you need to get up. And you need to move. Don't to be afraid or scared of any challenges that's going to approach you. Look at all the successful people in their life. What they do, they're moving. They've got a vision, they have a dream. They get up and they do things. People who like to stay comfortable, staying on the couch, what happens to them? They live on the couch, they die on the couch, they stay on the couch, they haven't done anything. They stay on the first step, they haven't moved up at all. But Eliezer, he moved. He left the palace of Nimrod. And that's why he was the Vukta Avraham. And he saw many miracles. In the war of the 5 kings, Eliezer was there. He saw miracles with his eyes of what happened. Let's move up to the next story of Lot. And you see the theme continues. Lot. Lot says to Avraham, Lot was the nephew of Avraham. Listen, parashah. It gets blessed. If you look at Perek Yud Gimel, Avraham kaved mod b'mikneh b'kesef v'bezav. Avraham, he had lots of sheep, cattle, silver and gold. And it says also Lot, Gam Lot ha'olech im Avraham, because he went with Avraham, he also became rich. Everyone, if you go with rich, you get we go with Avraham, you get the bracha. Now the pasuk says, "Velo nasa otam haaretz lashevet yachdav." They couldn't live together. Why not? Ki hayeh rechusham rab. There was too much. There was too much assets that they had. There's too many cattle which they had. They couldn't live together. ולא יכלו לשבת יחדיו. ויהי ריב בין רועי מקנה אברהם ובין רועי מקנה לוט. And there was an argument between them. Now look at this. What was the argument? Does anyone know what the argument was about? Why did the shepherds of Avraham argue with the shepherds of Lot? Why can't they just get on? They all had lots of cattle. They had lots of shepherds to look after the sheep, to manage them, and the managers are arguing. Imagine you have a company, your nephew has a company, you're both rich, and the managers are not just managing the companies, they're just arguing with each other.
So I think that you mentioned it in the past that they thought that as Avraham doesn't have sons and he will inherit the land, so actually it's their land essentially. So they will be the one inheriting because he doesn't have sons. So they were just telling them that actually it's our land or something along those lines. I don't remember the exact details.
Okay, so you're very good. You're on the way. Rashi says, what was the argument about? Because the shepherds of Lot, they were Rashaim. And they took the cattle to graze in private land. That means there was lots of fields in the land, but some fields are private, you can't go in. And
they did Gezel.
They did Gezel.
Yeah.
And they let their sheep steal from eat from fields that was privately owned. And the shepherds of Avraham said, what are you doing? You're stealing. This is not our land. We have this land. This is our land. This is where we graze our sheep. And they said to him, what's your problem? Like Gilad said, who does the land belong to? All the land belongs to Avraham Avinu. It was promised to him and his descendants. And if this is his sheep, Lot is his descendants, so the land is his. So we're not stealing from anyone. This is our homeland. Okay, but why were they wrong? Because at the time, the pasuk says, "V'Kanani az yashav ba'aretz." At that time, it hadn't been given over to Avraham. It was promised to Avraham, but it hadn't been given to him. So even if God promises you something and you're going to get it, you have to wait till you get it. You have to be patient. You can't just steal it. Even if you take it and it belongs to you rightfully or will belong to you, but if you take it early, that's stealing. That was the argument. And Vayomer Avraham Elot, and he says to him, listen, I can't go. Listen, I can't be with you anymore. If you're stealing, what are people going to think? People are going to think that's me stealing. They were family. He was his nephew, and actually, it says that they looked similar. Avraham and Lot, and they said, I don't want people to think I'm the thief. Listen, let's leave. And you go your way, I'll go my way. It says, "Alo kol haaretz lefanecha, hipared na me'alai." Let's separate. And look at this. He says, "Vayomer Avraham el Lot, al na tehi meriva beni ubenecha." Do not let there be an argument between me and you. What's Meriva? Meriva is an argument. What's Riv?
Right.
Riv is an argument. So look at this. This listen very carefully. The pasuk in the beginning says Vayihi Riv, and there was an argument between the two shepherds. Then Avraham says to Lot, Al natihi meriva, let there not be an argument. What do you mean not be an argument? There is an argument. But there's a different word. The first time it says Riv, then it says meriva. What's the difference between Riv and meriva? I'll give you a clue. One is masculine and one is feminine. And this is a very important lesson to everyone needs to have. Okay, we all have disagreements and we've all had arguments in the past. But there's two stages. There's a stage of Riv and there's a stage of Meriva. Riv is when there's disagreement, we don't argue or we don't agree, okay? And we can get to a disagreement. Meriva is when it becomes an argument. It's a quarrel. Meriva is feminine. A woman, female, she breeds. She's the one who gives birth to another generation. She said, if you're just arguing about one thing, okay, so it's about one thing. But once it gets out of hand, it escalates. And if it escalates, it becomes personal, and then it can blow up. He says, I don't want it to grow into a meriva, into a female human which can grow and breed and become worse. So let's stop it. Let's stop it and let's separate. You go your way, I'll go my way. You choose. Now I wanted to point out something very, I never noticed this before until I heard this today in the Shia. But look at the pasuk. What does Avraham say to Lot? Where do you want to go? A small, the imina. You want to go left? I'll go right. Vima yamin, and if you want to go right, I'll go left. That means he sent him to wherever you want to go. Now, if you look at the Targum Onkelos Targum is not just a translation. Targum was written by Kodesh, and there's a lot of secrets from the Torah that we learn from the Targum. And here's one example. I'm going to show you this. How does the Targum translate small be'amin, right or left?
South and west, south and north.
Excellent. Right, that means Mao's got a chumash in front of him and he's following very nicely. That means Avraham is standing. He says, you want to go left? You want to go right? Says Targum, he doesn't just mean left and right. He meant specifically north or south. He didn't give him the option of going west. Okay, now if you're in Eretz, whenever they were, on the east, he gave him the option of going north or south. But on west, there was a city of Sodom. So he didn't tell him to go. He said, don't go to Sodom.
Why west? Go. East. You mean east?
He went east.
East is Sodom.
Sodom? Okay, so maybe I'm mistaken. Okay. All right. He didn't give the option of going east or west. He gave an option going north or south. Why did he tell him to go north or south? Because he didn't want to go to Sodom. And why did he not want to go to Sodom? Because he knows if he goes to Sodom, then he's learned and gained from living with Avraham Avinu is going to go in the bin because he's going to go to all the Rashaim. Right? So he says, I don't want you to go there. And what does Lot do?
Can hear Rabbi?
No. Joe, maybe you want to mute? Now, maybe?
Yeah, now I can hear you.
Okay, so we're saying that Lot, he really liked money. And when he decided where to go north or south, he said, why should I go north or south? I'll go to Sodom. Sodom is a beautiful land, kula mashke, and he said, I'm going to go to Sodom. There everyone was rich. Everyone drove nice cars, everyone lived nice houses. This is how I want to be. And he got sucked into the culture. And it says, Sodom, they were evil and they were sinners. And Lot was just distracted. And he went there. One second. There's a crackling. Maybe somebody wants to mute.
It might be. It's me, I think. I'll mute.
Thank you, Joe. And what happens to Lot? He gets involved with the kings, with the 5 kings and the 4 kings, and one of them is Sodom, and then he gets in the big war. And in fact, after it says Vayava Palit V'yagid LaAvraham, and the Palit was the messenger. Do you know who was the Palit? Palit was the one who's remained from the Mabul. There was one person that left over from the Mabul. Who was that? So Rashi tells us, Og Melech HaBashan was left over from the Rephaim. He was a giant, and he was left over from the flood. And he asked Noach. He says, "Listen, let me come with you." And Noach says, "Listen, I can't let you into the teva. I'm not in charge of the teva. If you want, you can hang around outside." He said, "Please let me, and I will protect your children." That's what Og promised. And in the flood, he was holding on to the teva on the outside. He was a giant, and he managed to survive the flood. So it was Noach, his children, and Og. And Og now goes and runs to tell Avraham. He says, "Listen, there's a big war with Sodom and the 5 kings and the 4 kings." He said, "Yeah, okay. Well, you need to save Lot. Lot's in trouble." He goes, "What do you mean, Lot? Lot went north or he went south. He didn't go to Sodom." And he says to Avraham, surprise, he went to Sodom. Because Avraham didn't know that. And then Avraham has to go and save him. And you see, how did Lot fall down? Lot decided how, and this is a very important lesson in making decisions in life. How do you decide what to do in life? You decide according to what's comfortable or what's right. So you look at Eliezer. He said, "I'm comfortable. I want to do what's right." But Lot, he said, "No, I want to do what's comfortable." And what did he do? He got himself into trouble. He almost got killed. Avraham had to go and save him. And then when the city of Sodom was destroyed, Avraham Avinu again has to go and save him. Now look what happens. He says to himself, "I got saved." And this is the pasuk I was looking for. After Lot gets saved from the 4 and 5 kings, where does he go and live now? He gets to choose. Where does he choose to live? Does he go back with Avraham? Does he say, "I'll give up my cattle and all my sheep. Listen, all this money is causing me problems. I'm leaving my money. I'm going with God. I'm going with Avraham Avinu." Does he do that? No. Where does he go to choose to live? Where does he go? He says, "I'm just going to go back." Where? He goes back.
He went back to Sodom.
Exactly. He went back there. He said, "I'm just going to go back and get my stuff, and then I'm leaving." And he got back, and he got his stuff. He says, "Wow, I'm going to leave this house. I'm going to leave. This is such a good place. There's so much money involved here." He said, "I can't leave it. The business, the money, this." And he settles down there. He gets married. He has daughters. His daughters get married. They have khatanim. He's having a good life. He's saying, "Listen, okay, I don't need Avraham and I don't need Hashem." And what happens when a person gets too rich and forgets Hashem? In the end, what happens?
They go downhill.
They go downhill. God overturns the city of Sodom. Everything gets burned alive. His 2 khatanim, they both die. His wife, it dies. And what happened with his 2 daughters? The biggest embarrassment that there ever was. They went with their father, and Ammon and Moab came out of Lot and his daughters. They thought that the whole world was destroyed. They thought there was no one descendant. They thought everyone got destroyed, and they were the only people alive. And I had one explanation said that they did the Shem Shemaim. They needed to procreate the world, so they gave their father wine to drink, and they made him drunk. And when they made him drunk, they slept with him that night, and they had a child, and they called him Mo'av from their father. And the second night, the second daughter came, and she had a child, and she called it Ammon. Ammon is I'm from a people, from my people. And this was embarrassing to Lot. Why did he do that? Because you want to be comfortable? I want to read you something from the Messiah. Sorry?
Did the laws of incest apply then?
So incest did apply then, but they thought it's one of the mitzvot of Bnei Noach. Bnei Noach is is commanded, Bnei Noach, all the children of Noach, was commanded with the mitzvah of arayot. And one of the mitzvot arayot is incest. So they were commanded not to, but they thought they have to do it in order to save the world, because otherwise there's not going to be anyone living in the world. It's just them and their dad. And once they die, then there'll be no one. That was their mistake. That was their mistake. I just want to find one thing now. Okay, we're going to continue on. So Lot did wrong because he went back to Saul. He said, I'm not making an effort. And someone doesn't make an effort and he just lounges around to stay comfortable, what's going to happen to him? It says Mesilat Yesharim. There's someone who lets his nature take over himself. And this is a promise from the Mesilat Yesharim. He says, okay, I'll just rest a bit, I'll just sleep a bit, take a break. I'll try and find it 1 second. He says, Adam la'amal yulad. A man is born to work hard. That's what you're created for. You have to work hard, and whatever you do, you're going to have to work hard. Yeah. Someone who really wants to be against your natural instincts. You have to be fast and move. If you let yourself the and back take it easy, then there's a promise. These are the Mesilat Yesharim. Okay. Here. So words, and this really struck me when I was studying this. He says, if you want to grow and be successful and achieve things, and especially in the realm of the spirituality, you want to come close to God. He said, you can't let your nature and your comfortable, tiv'o, your natural inclination to just stay where you are. You have to overcome the challenge and move fast. But in zrizut. If you just let yourself stay comfortable, and this is the scary 3 words, it says, Mesilat Yesharim, I promise you, Vadai hu shelo yatzliach. You can't be successful. Successful people don't stay around just sleeping, do nothing. You have to get up and do things and move. And he didn't want to get up and move from Sodom. He fell down in that. Eliezer wanted to move, look why he became great. And we find this in many different things, different areas. All is similar to what Uga. What's Uga? What's Uga?
A team? Is it like a
Uga?
Uga? Like cake?
Yeah. Uga is the cake. What's matzot? Og was called Og. Why was he called Og? He called himself Og because one time he went to visit Avraham Avinu, and he went to tell Avraham Avinu that about Lot, and he found Avraham Avinu baking matzot. Matzot ugot. And he said, wow, these are really good matzot. These are good ugot, good cakes. Let me try them. Ugot is called a cake, uga, because it's round. It's agol. Agol is like uga, is og. And he named himself after the cake. Can you imagine a man lives for 1,000 years? He survives the Mabul. And what does he think about the whole time? That's it, the cake. You're going to become a nobody. That's what you care about. You know, we have to get up and move a little bit out of our comfortable and luxuries to try and get up and move it forward. And a Jew is not allowed to be like that. You're allowed to have cake. You're allowed to enjoy cake. You want to have for Shabbat, choose the best cake. But not their whole life revolves around having a cake. And a cake is a figurative. We all have our cakes and comfortabilities and things that we have to step up the ladder where we need to climbing up the steps.
Although Og had the Milah, right? As I recall.
Og had the Brit Milah, I don't know. Could be that.
It's the same Og, like the few hundred years later, that fought Bnei Israel, and he was the only one who survived, actually.
Sorry. Forest, and it was a cheeky in the forest. The best hunters, they couldn't manage to catch the monkey. The monkey, the aroma was brilliant. And
I don't know about.
The monkey came along and he smelled it. Hello?
I think we just missed the last 15 seconds. I don't know if everyone else did.
Okay, I'm going to repeat. I'm putting an mashal, an analogy. To the story, there was a monkey in the forest. It was a cheeky monkey. And all the hunters were trying to get this monkey. And no one managed to catch him. He was fast, he was sneaky, he was strong, he was powerful, and no one managed to get him. There was one clever hunter. He said, I have an idea. He said, look at this monkey. What does he like? He likes rice. So he said, I'm going to make him the best rice. And then he had a plan. What was his trap? He said, I put the rice, and he put the rice in a jar. And he made the jar with an opening that you can only put your hand in when your hand's closed. If your hand's open, you can't get out. So the monkey puts his hand in. He tries to take a scoop of rice with his hand, and then he can't get his hand out. And he's trying to pull his hand out, and he can't. Meanwhile, all the other monkeys come along, and they're all smelling the rice. They all want to have some rice. And he's not taking his hand out, letting anyone take. So they start fighting with him. And he starts fighting with all of them with his one hand and his tail. And they're all beating him up, and there's big fights there. And then the hunters come. And the hunters come, and they try and catch the monkeys. And they all run away. And there's only one monkey who stays there. Which stupid monkey stays? The one with his hand stuck in the jar trying to take the rice. And they catch him. And I'd say he lost it. And they caught the monkey. Now, what's the message from that? You stupid monkey. Just let go of the rice. Take your hand out and run away. The only reason why they caught you is because you're holding on to the rice. And this analogy is for all of us. What are we holding on to? A little bit of rice. This is holding us back from growing in life, stepping forward up to our challenges. We could be as great as Moshe Rabbeinu. What's stopping us from rising to that challenge? A little bit of rice which is holding them back. Everyone's got their own little rice, their own personal pleasures. But that's just a distraction. We have to be lech lecha. Lech lecha me'artzecha me'moladetecha. Forget what the culture around us is like. We have to be true. Are we doing the right thing? That's how we make decisions in life. What's the right thing? What's the comfortable? When a person leaves his house, when you leave with all your strength and you go to do the right thing. So this is how we fall. We fall down because we don't know how to stop ourselves. And when we don't stop ourselves from these luxuries or from these comfortabilities, we can't stop. We can't move forward. We can't be successful. There's no atzlacha. Chazal tell us, shinui makom is shinui mazal. How does that change a person? You just move place and then you change your mazal. So there's a lot of depth to it. When Hashem told Avraham Avinu, leave your house. When a person gets settled down and you're living in one place, you get used to things. Mitragel. What's mitragel? You get used to it. You get comfortable. You get used to it. What happens when you get comfortable? You mitragel. You have your house. You have your business. Everything's comfortable. You relax. You stop. When you stop, you forget about Hashem. It says, Al teveni leregel gava. Said David HaMelech. What's regel gava? Regel is lashon of hergel. When you get used to something, it brings you gava. Because you think, okay, this is mine. I have a house now. I have a job now. I have a car now. Everything's fine. I can just, enjoy myself. I work during the day, and, on the evenings, I enjoy my evenings, and I go out on the weekends. And what about Hashem? What about learning Torah? Where's your chavruta? Where's the shiur Torah? You forget about it. You forget about Hashem. But when you're in galut, what's galut? You leave your home. You move countries. Now you're looking for a job. Okay, who's going to help you find a job? You're in the synagogue praying, Hashem, I'll help me find a job. You need somewhere to live. Hashem, please find me somewhere to live. You need parashah. You need the schooling for your children. You need different things when you go to galut. And that's how you come close to Hashem, when you're in galut, not when you're comfortable living in your own house. Lech lecha means you need to go out to become joined to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. So you need to pray for everything that you need. That's what it is. And that's why Avraham Avinu was told, Lech lecha me'artzecha. Stop being comfortable where you are. Get up and move. And, the steps that we need to learn. Every one of us has the obligation of limud Torah. V'gita bo yomam v'layla. And we have to appreciate the power of limud Torah. How is it important? We walk up to the shiur once a week. And Joe has a friend, he wanted to invite him to the shiur, you already went to another shiur. That's the best excuse to hear. You can't come because you went to another shiur. Learning Torah is the best thing that we can do. Yekarahi mipeninim. What does it mean, Yekarahi mipeninim? It's more valuable than, what's peninim? What's peninim? Pearls. Pearls are expensive? I don't know, maybe they're a little bit expensive. Not that expensive, pearls. But the Gemara says a different thing. Go on.
I think like what you think about pearls, it's a very slow process.
Good.
It's layer by layer by layer by layer till it gets to be proper pearl.
To be proper pearl. So Yekara can mean expensive, but Yekara also means precious. Okay, it's very, very precious, the pearls. Like he says, it's a long process, it takes a long time, and it looks beautiful. But the Gemara says a different drasha. And this is amazing. I saw this today, Gemara in Sotah. So you know what it means, Yekaraim Peninim? It means the Torah. The one who studies the Torah. Everyone here in the shiur today is Yekara. More than Peninim. What is Peninim? Yoter, says the Gemara, Peninim doesn't mean pearls. Peninim means Lifnai ve'lifnim. What's Lifnai ve'lifnim? Peninim is like it's a word which is constructed of two words, Lifnai ve'lifnim. Lifnai ve'lifnim means on the inside. Lifnai ve'lifnim. Referring to the Kohen Gadol. He used to go Lifnai ve'lifnim. Into the Kodesh HaKodeshim, which is Lifnai. That means someone who studies Torah and learns Torah is even greater than the Kohen Gadol himself that goes Lifnai ve'lifnim. Now let me just appreciate how great that is. If someone comes up to you, okay, and I'm just saying Joe because I can see Joe on screen, but if someone says to you, Joe,
why?
Why I'm talking to Joe, or why?
No, of course not. Of course you're talking to Joe. Why it's so precious? Well, it's obvious that you need to study, or it's not obvious. I don't understand.
So you don't understand why it's important to study Torah, or that's the question?
Why it's so precious? Why it's so precious?
Why is it so precious? So we're saying, okay, so we've spoken about Torah in the past, how the Torah is Barati Yetzirah, Barati Torah Tavlin. But Torah is really the knowledge of HaKadosh Baruch Hu. The way we connect to Hashem is through the Torah. Talmud Torah is connected to Kulam. All the mitzvot we can do is not like we learn in Torah. Torah is when we study it, the Torah, not just study listening to it, but also we see the words of the Torah. We look in the Chumash, we look in the Gemara, we say the Gemara, we listen to the Gemara. It goes in through what we see. It comes out from our mouth from what we say and goes back in through our ears. It runs through our body and through our blood. That connects us to HaKadosh Baruch Hu and Neshama. We think about the words. We feel the words. We get moved. That's we connect to the Torah. Kudsha Barichu. This is the way to connect to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That's what you're here for. And that's for better person, better for family, for Israel, everything. But now I'm just the Gemara explains Yekrahim Peninim. If I tell you, Gilad, I'm going to take you to the Gadol Ador, the greatest man in their generation, Kohen Gadol. And he's going to say to you, listen, I'm going to go on Yom Kippur, Lifnai V'Lifnim, into the Kodesh HaKodeshim, and I'm going to pray for you, for your family. Give me your name, give me what you want, I'm going to pray for you. You know the Gemara, you say to the Kohen, I don't need you. I have a Shiur Torah. Shiur Torah is more important, is more precious. Shiur Torah, which I'm going to go and learn for 1 hour, it's more the Kohen Gadol going with my baby. Says the Gemara, you know, there's halachot, there's different halachot with medically. If you can treat two people, two patients, who do you treat first? A Kohen Gadol, who's Am Haaretz, or Talmid Chacham, who's a Mamzer? Who did you go to first? Yeah, you're the doctor, and you can treat one person. So who'd you go to first? Whoever paid more, whoever came first. So there's halacha. Kohen comes first. After Kohen, Levi. After Levi, Israel. After Israel, Mamzer. After Mamzer, Ger. After Ger is Evet. So the Gemara asks the question, well, who's first? If you have a Kohen, but he's Am Haaretz, but he's a Kohen, and Kohen Gadol. Or Talmid Chacham, but he's a Mamzer. Halacha. Gemara and Oriot. Halacha. Who do you go to first?
Aren't converts meant to be of higher status?
No, there's a ger. There's a few different methods that they have to love the ger. But here we're talking about of Talmid Chacham.
I think also the Talmid Chacham, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what exactly the Gemara says. The Gemara says that the Talmid Chacham goes first. And this is parashah. And we're going to see why in a minute. We're going to talk about what was the Talmid Chacham. But the Talmid Chacham who has the Torah, he's much closer to HaKadosh Baruch Hu than Kohen Gadol. So it doesn't matter what's Kohen Gadol. You were born into the Kohen family, but what have you done? You're still on rung 1. So you might be on the 5th floor. But how many steps have you climbed? You might have not climbed any steps. But this Talmid Chacham might be on the 1st floor, but he's climbed 10 steps. He's grown in his Torah. He's become more like Moshe Rabbeinu. You get him first. Now let me ask you, what was the Korban? You know how power is of Korban? Noach, when he left the Teva, he saw the world was destroyed. And you know what he did? He said, I'm going to bring a Korban to Hashem. Korban to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Look, I managed to survive the world. I lived. The world is recreated now. I'm the only tzaddik there is in the world. Before it was all corrupted. I'm going to bring a thanksgiving offering to HaKadosh Baruch Hu. That was Noach. You know what God's response was? After Noach brought a Korban, you know what Hashem said? You bring a Korban, says HaKadosh Baruch Hu, I will make a promise. I will make an oath. Hashem makes a shvuah. Never again will I come to destroy the world. He said, even if the world will become corrupt again, and they will all be evil, and they will all make me angry, I will never again destroy the world because of the Korban which Noach did. That's the power of one Korban. When you come and you acknowledge HaKadosh Baruch Hu and you give him a Korban. Now listen to this very carefully. If that's the parashah of one Korban, that says, Vayiven Noach Mizbeach, V'yikach mikol ha'behema v'torah mikol of hator. He took all the kosher animals and he put it up on the Mizbeach. And then he says, Hashem, God says, Vayareach Hashem et nereach nichoach. He smells it, and Hashem says, Lo osif lekalel od et ha'adama b'avur adam. I will not curse the world because of man. V'lo osif od lakoto kol ha'chai kasher osif. That's his oath. Now follow this with me. The Gemara says in Shabbat, Daf Lamed. David the Melech, King David said to God, please, Hodieni Hashem kitzai, umidat yamai mahi, eda'ama chadelani. Amar David the Melech says to God, Lifnei HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Ribono shel Olam, Hodieni, let me know, when is my time? I said, I want to know how long I'm here for. I want to make sure I make the best use of my time, and I want to know, give me a time. How many years do I have? And God says, Gezerahim elefanai, I can't tell you. No one is allowed to know when their death is. No one knows how long they're here for. She'en modin kitzo shel basar v'dam, u'midat yamai mahi. He said, I can't tell you. That's a gezerah, no one's allowed to know. So says David HaMelech, okay, at least tell me what day I need to go. Just tell me what day. Now, can you imagine this negotiation between God and David HaMelech? He says, okay, let me what day. He says, okay, I'll tell you what day. What day? Does anyone know what day? What day? What day was Hashem tell David HaMelech he's going to die? Shavuot. He says, you're going to die on Shabbat. Okay, you're going to die on Shabbat. Now, if you heard that you're going to die on Shabbat, okay, wow, that's a great day to die. Shabbat Kodesh, I get to die on Shabbat Kodesh. David was very unhappy. He says, go out and die on Shabbat, please. I don't want to die on Shabbat. Why David HaMelech didn't want to die on Shabbat? It's a good day. It's Kadosh, no? The holiest day of the week. Out of all the days, it's the best day. He says, no, he wasn't happy. Why wasn't he happy? He said, what, people are going to have to do Chilul Shabbat? Me? Please, give me Sunday. That's why he said, give me Sunday. What's the Shabbat? Give me the whole dialogue. He says, listen, I can't give you Sunday. Why? Because Sunday is the day for Malchut of Shlomo HaMelech. Shlomo, your son, he needs to be king. And he needs to be king after you. Ve'en Malchut nogat bechaverta afilu kemelo nima. He says, if that's his time to be king, I can't let you overlap. You can't touch his kingdom. Not even one hairbreadth. One hair. How? One thin hair? One hair? Kemelo nima. You can't touch his kingdom. So says David HaMelech, okay, listen. Let's make a deal. I can't do Sunday. I'm not happy with Shabbat. Give me Friday. Take me Friday. Friday, no one will do Chilul Shabbat. Shlomo can be king on Sunday. Take me on Friday. No, it's a good deal, no? You think Hashem would be happy with that? What does Hashem say?
No.
Hashem says no. Why? Why God says no? Why? It's a good deal. What? Take me early, one day early. I'll be upstairs one day early.
Friday you need to get ready.
People have to prepare for Shabbat.
What does the Gemara say? It says a pasuk in Tehillim. Kitov yom bechatzarecha. Says God to David HaMelech. Tov yom bechatzarecha. One day, you know how precious is one day? Tov li yom echad. One day, shata yoshev velomed Torah. One day of David HaMelech. We're learning Torah. What we're doing now is better for me. Tov li me'elef olot שעתיד שלמה בנך להקריב לפני על גבי המזבח. Your son Shlomo HaMelech is going to build the Beit HaMikdash, and they're going to bring korbanot. And we saw one korban of Noach save the whole world for generations from God's anger. They would never destroy the world again. One korban. 1,000 korbanot of Shlomo HaMelech in the Beit HaMikdash. He said there's no equivalent to one day of David HaMelech of learning Torah. Tov li yom echad bechatzarecha. Nothing is better than the Torah that I want you to learn from. That is what God said to David HaMelech. He said, I'm not going to take you one day early on Friday, as you requested, because I want people to learn Torah for one more day. And that's better. Long enough to study the whole Torah. And no one knows when they're going to go. We have to make sure that we're using the whole life properly. We have to make sure we keep moving. Lech lecha me'artecha. Not let anything hold us back. Not be stuck on the cake or on the rice, which is going to stop us back. Says Shlomo HaMelech, Ki lakelev chayu tov min aryeh amen. What's better, a live dog or a dead lion?
A live dog.
Live dog or a dead lion. So there's different things. The Shlomo HaMelech says both things. If he's a lion, that means he was a great man. And great men, they have a lot of merit and schut. But he says, lekelev chayu tov min aryeh amen. Says David HaMelech, lo ametim yechalluya. Dead people, they can't praise you, God. You ever seen a dead man taking Tehillim and reading? No. When you are alive, you have an opportunity to do that. Says the Gemara, le'olam yasok adam b'torah b'mitzvot kodem sheyamut. Before you die, make sure you're learning Torah. Make sure you're joining the shiurim. Make sure you go chavruta. Shekivin shemet, once you're dead, that's it. Batel min Torah, min mitzvot, ben lakadosh baruch hu shvachu. Hashem can't enjoy you. There's nothing where you can give him. And that's why he says, Rabbi Yochanan, once you're dead, you're free. You become free from it. And we have to use the life that we're here now today. We have to make sure that we're always moving every last minute. You know, it's a bit gory to say, and you know, not everyone's ready to hit it, but we have to make use of life. I heard from my teacher, he said you have to be tough to be able to listen to this, but it's a difficult sentence, but it's the truth. Every person, once they're born, they're just waiting online. Everyone's online to die. We don't know when our time is. I'm not trying to scare anyone, but I really want everyone to be able to use the life that they have and the blessed life that they give and appreciate the gift. We have it for a short time. And no one knows when they're going to go. And we're not here. When we're here, we have to utilize it. Every second that we have, every opportunity, every moment that we live, to grow and move forward. Okay, so if you learn the parashah, but make sure what's your minimum that you want to achieve. Every day to learn a bit of Torah. At least I finished the Chumash once with Rashi. If you've done Rashi, I want to do Mishnayot. If you want to maybe starting to learn Gemara time down, learning Halakha, to open a shiur. If you have a friend to study with you, ask a friend to study with you. If you don't have a friend, you're not lucky enough, so find someone, pay a rabbi to come and learn with you. Well, this is the most important things that we have. Life can go by, we're getting old, we get grey hairs, and this is over. We have to make sure that we keep moving. Let's remember what Eliezer did when he left the palace of Nimrod. Forget the comfortabilities. Do something right. Do something right. That's the challenge of Avraham. The whole challenge was to do something right. And even if in the beginning it may be difficult, but when you're difficult, that's when you're climbing up. When you're riding a bike and it's hard, it means you're going uphill. That's how you're going up. So let's always use these messages to be strengthened. You know, not the message of Lot when he took Sodom and he lost everything. And we do this with the love of HaKadosh Baruch Hu, the gift that we have to be Jews, the gift that we have of life, to make the best things that we use of life. We will be blessed, and Hashem will be proud of us and for what we do. I thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed the shiur. I wish you all so much.
Thank you. Chazak Baruch.
Thank you, Rabbi. Shabbat Shalom. Chazak Baruch, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.